Hey guys, LordOfPondtail here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Today it's Wednesday, it's research day, so I'm going to start the video with just a little special something to go over with you guys, share with you guys. So I'm currently in my Maverick Pond account. This is my third C25. I took it over from a friend who left the game when his account was C21. And I've been pushing the cavalry research in this today, and we are actually ready to do a T9 upgrade, guys. So this will be my third account that has T9 Cav, and my main also has T9 Footmen, and Ponsolo has T9 Archers. So Mav is ready for his T9 Cavalry. So let's have a look at what you need. Just a reminder for those of you that might not have seen my Ponsolo video. So to unlock Paladin, you will need your stable to be level 25, Institute to be level 24. You're going to have completed all researches in Zone Conflict, all researches in Zone Commemoration, and obviously all previous researches in your cavalry training, which means that you will have had to have completed all three of these lines, guys, alright? What else are we going to need? Well, I did see some people chatting in All-State Discord a little bit earlier about requirements for Ebony Barding, etc. The last segment of Ebony Barding here, it's 72 million iron, so just be wary of that, okay? And then this is 21 million marble, 43 million iron. So you're going to need, what's that, 115 million iron just for the last two researches that you're going to do on your cavalry to get that T9, guys. Or of course you can have plenty of gems, which is what I've got. And just the 2.4 million gold, nice and easy. But this is the other big thing. You're going to need courage medals, 17,500 of them. So as you can see, I've got 51,496, so I've still got plenty in here. So we're going to load up some marble. And I don't know how much. Ooh, yeah, I don't have a load of. Well, in fact, I'm not going to load up any. I'm not going to load up any iron, so that's 147,453 diamonds left to go. Just one quick point as well before I do this on the events on the Clash of Province Daily. So we were nearly 3G behind State 85 earlier, and I've been pushing like mad with my accounts. As you can see, Pom Farm is actually higher than Maverick. V, who's in my alliance, he's really been pushing hard as well all day. And I'm hoping I'm not going to overtake him here with this T9 upgrade, because I want V to win MVP. I'm not going for MVP. I've managed to get Solo up to 7th as well with 378 million. And where's my main? Where's LordOfPondtail? And I'm down there at 247 million, but that's the most I could do with courage medals. I got my main up to 90% Master Warfare today. I've finished all of the cavalry research in that, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to be working on my archers and Master City Defense as well. I have activated my 100% bonus, so I'm not going to wait any longer. Let's get this T9 going. There we go. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, 99%. Oh, I can do some Warpath. Oh, so this is another thing to point out to you guys. So when you're doing your T9 research, you don't have to do the 15th segment in cavalry recruitment and in squirehood, and you don't have to do all 10 out of 10 of Warpath. You can do the up to the penultimate segments on these three, and you can actually complete each of the, and this is the same for all three of the training researches. You can complete the research without getting 100%. So as you can see, I've still got 99%. But let's see where that's taken me up to in terms of points. 854. Okay. All right. So we'll do. I am actually going to do that other segment as well, just because I'm trying to push the points as much as I can for the state. We're just trying to close in on these guys. They beat us yesterday in building day. And as most of you will probably be aware, you know, it is a SX recruitment week, and ideally we'd want to be. How much does that give me? I'm sure that's given me a fair wedge of extra points as well. And ideally we want to kind of be as close to these guys as we can, winning. There you go, 0.1. I've got it to 0.1. And 854 million. Nice. Okay. So I've contributed over 2G in points to the province today. So, you know, that's pretty good. Well, I'm up to 904 million actually. So, have I just overtaken? Yeah. Into second with Maverick. So there we go. All right. And so that was just a nice thing I wanted to show. Let's get that first bunch of T9 training in the stable. If I've got any resources left. Yes, I do, just about. Alrighty. There we go. 1 day, 2 hours to do my first batch of T9 Paladin. Alright, now back onto the topic at hand. So one of the requests that I had on for a video this week was actually to kind of discuss Clash of Province and Reign of Chaos and kind of some of the differences. I'm not going to talk too much about it in detail because obviously both of them have a lot of specifics and nuances to them. So I just want to kind of quickly go over the structure and how, in my opinion, they differ. So first off, let's talk about Clash of Province. So Clash of Province works in rounds, and if we go into competition ranking, so we're currently in round 21. We are actually down in Silver Division in State 55 because we chose to drop down, and so that we would hopefully win more days to get more tickets to then be able to recruit more heroes. That is a tactic that some states use, and we're not ashamed to say that we do that as well. And then in terms of the structure of it, so it works in rounds, as I say, and it's 4 weeks at a time. You have the 1 week, you have the warm-up week, and then you have your 3 rounds, your week 1, week 2, week 3. So basically it works so it's 4 weeks at a time for each round. Now, in terms of the structure of this, so you have 8 states in a group, in a division, and the game has then split into 3 levels of division. So it's kind of like professional sports. Like here in the UK, we have soccer, well, we call it football. In our professional football leagues, we have 4 leagues, and you can get promoted and demoted, and that is exactly the same as how this works. So if we click on view other groups, currently, as you can see, there are 2 legendary groups, and again, as you can see, that's 8. It's 8 states in each group, and those are the big players. You know, those are the big guys, the big guns, the elite players, the elite states that, you know, are going to be are leading the game. That's why they're there. Okay. After that, then you've got 7 groups of gold, because we have so many states now that it's expanding a lot. When I first started playing, we just had the 1 group at legendary, and then a couple of groups of gold and a few groups of silver. But now obviously the game's expanding all the time, so we have to have more groups. So as you can see, we've got the 7 groups in gold, and then we have 21 groups in silver, of which we are currently in State 55. We're in Group 5 of the silver groups. And if we if I come out here, and then if you go to the competition rankings, and it says here, at the end of this competition, the first ranking zones will be promoted to gold division. And so obviously then, as I say, it's like promotion and relegation. So if you're at the bottom in gold in the first, I think if you're in the bottom 3, then you have to make way. There's 7 groups, right, in gold, and they have to make way for 21 group winners from silver divisions. So that's why the bottom 3 in the gold divisions get demoted, and then you have 21 states who have all won their group in the silver division. Each will get promoted each round, and you have promotion between gold and legendary as well. Okay, so that's how it all works in that regard. In terms of who gets promoted, well, there's more weight put on your first week's win or loss. So, for instance, if you won your week 1, week 2, but lost your 3rd week, but your opponent lost week 1, but won week 2, week 3, you would be ranked higher because you won week 1. All right, that's how how the game weights your wins by the week. If you get 2 that win that have won all 3 of their weeks, then I actually don't know. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, it doesn't actually stay. Not helpful, is it? Once again, the information doesn't tell us anything. And so basically, the thing to think about is exactly what it says on the tin. Clash of Province is a state-based competition. You want to work and unite as a state to complete this. And that's why I've said in previous videos that it's really important that you do have a consensus within your state and you have a leadership group. That's certainly what we have in 55 between the main alliances. We have agreement of how we're going to act, and we'll communicate in province chat and push everyone when we need to. So we do try and coordinate when we have like close Sundays, for instance, where we're trying to win. And I think working together in state is the only way that you're going to enjoy the game consistently, and also kind of progress as a state as well. So that would be my thoughts on kind of what's the best strategy for Clash of Province. It is purely to work together in state, and also judge your state's development as well. Some states you might have big spenders that are really keen to be competitive, but they might be in states that actually the majority of the players are more casual. They're not, they're not in the game for hours a day like some hardcore players are, like we are, or I am. And you kind of have to take that into account as well. And that's why the game really does have this migration function, so that players can move around, because certain states aren't developing or die, and you've got to have that function, right? Otherwise there'd be droves of us leaving the game. So that is basically Clash of Province, and obviously you've got the different days where you can research, where you've got research on Wednesdays, Thursdays troop training, hero day, for developing your heroes, recruiting heroes. Friday is troop training, Saturday is the kill event, Sunday is pick your event. So you can have free development. I've chosen gathering in this account, but you can choose any of the other events, and obviously then you've got gathering on Mondays, building on Tuesdays. And you get points, and the way that you actually are allocated a win or loss for the week is that each state gains points by doing various things. So you get a point each day, Monday to Friday, for which state gets the highest score. And then on state kill event on Saturday, that's given 3 points. You also then have a single point for Sunday. And if you go to the other province and take the enemy's throne, you will get 2 points. If you both just retain your own thrones, then it just balances out. And if you and then you also get 2 points for whoever's crowned champion in the heroes duel. So whoever ends up with the highest points at the end of the week, as you can see, there's 13 points on offer. Then they're the ones that are going to win. Simples, right? Reign of Chaos. Well, we're in Season X Rising now, or what's known as Eden. For those of you that are earlier in the game, you're going to have Reign of Chaos, just standard seasons, where you're battling on your own state maps and on opponents' maps in their states, and you're going to be taking tiles, etc. And those Reign of Chaos seasons, I would say, they're a mixture of both working, collaborating as a state, but also, it is also down to the individual alliance, because you get individual alliance rewards, right? Just like in Eden as well, we get individual guild awards, and the majority of guilds are probably made up with majority of players from the same alliance, but some guilds do, mix and merge. So I would say Reign of Chaos is a bit more of an individual alliance section of the game, and that this can make a real difference as well, because if you can get those higher rewards and get more season heroes, that is a key difficulty usually for those of us that aren't big spenders. It is gaining these X heroes or S heroes earlier in the game. And of course then Reign of Chaos you've got, in the early seasons, you've got the battle mechanics where even though tiling can be constant, like taking tiles in each other's states, and it is really more of a constant pressure on you in terms of how much of your time you have to give to get your 10,000 points. All equally, you know, the key days are Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday for your wars. And again, like unlike Clash of Province, you've got 24 hours to get your points on Clash of Province. There's less; it's not so time sensitive. But obviously, with Reign of Chaos, you've got your wars either at reset or 8 hours after reset, or even maybe 1600 hours after reset. But it's unlikely, isn't it? Because you're going to get chosen. And the same with once you get to Eden, you're going to have time-sensitive things that you have to complete, whether that's taking a gate, a town, or a capital. You need to work together as a team more closely in that regard as well, having everyone online. And Reign of Chaos, you know, you are competing against individual alliances, individual guilds. So it's more of a micro competition, I would suggest. And for Reign of Chaos, when you're in earlier seasons, you're generally split into 2 groups of alliances, and you get rewards for, I think it's the top 40, isn't it? And you know, people have asked as well. I'm in an alliance and we're not in the top 40. My advice to you right now is, if you're not in a top 40 alliance in Reign of Chaos, then you shouldn't be in that alliance, in my opinion, because even at that, even if you're in the early stages of the game, you're missing out. You're really missing out. You're gonna if you're in an alliance that isn't very active, you're going to be missing out on information and support from your alliance members. You're going to be missing out on your own castle development because you're not getting so many rewards every day. You're not going to have the benefit of the improved alliance technology, and particularly not getting any rewards in certainly seasons 1 and 2 of Reign of Chaos can be really detrimental to your account's development. So my advice would be that you kind of need to be a bit more ruthless in terms of your options. You know, you might enjoy playing in an alliance with, like, say, 15, 20 people, but that's it. If that's all that there's there, then you really should. There will be other alliances in your state that are absolutely desperate to take 15, 20 players to, improve their activity in their alliance, because that's what it's all about. Is you want to have 100 active players in your alliance. In Reign of Chaos, if you've got 70, 80 active players taking part in the wars on Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, then that is you're going to be a very, very difficult opponent to beat. Numbers really count, because remember, you've only got a certain amount of stamina, so that's a key factor. No matter how strong an opponent is, if you've got considerably more active players taking part in Reign of Chaos, then it can be key. That's what I would say. So those are the kind of differences in my mind. Reign of Chaos, obviously the seasons are longer as well. What are they? Well, we've got 46 days left, so in this Eden season. So is it? It's 8 weeks, isn't it? So 8-week seasons. So they're less frequent. This is only season 6 for me, and I've been playing the game since June, July 2019. Yeah. So do I have a preference? I would say no. I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm not sure. I think, like with Eden, because it's almost a constant, it can be very demanding and time consuming. And for those that might have like a lot of demands in the real world, Clash of Province is a bit more flexible. That's what I would say. But I know that people really enjoy Eden, like the battling element, and because if you've got a reasonably peaceful state, then you're able to battle with more players. And at the end of the day, this is a war game as well. So getting stuck in and killing a few people can be really is a lot of fun, and it is a lot of fun, particularly when you're collaborating together as a team. So that's all I had to say about that. So I hope you have found this useful. and informative. If you do have any questions, please do place them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. If you haven't already, please do click on that subscribe, ring the bell, and if you could share my channel in your alliance chats, province chats, that would be absolutely great. And of course, if you use WhatsApp, Line, Discord, any of that type of chat groups for your alliance, then if you could pop it in there as well. And for those of you that are in Eden, if you could share on your guild channels as well, that would be really appreciated. That is everything for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon.